Hello friends, Caddy here. I'm sharing my 26 process video titled I Love You. This is a scrap lift from one of Paige Evans' layouts. You guys know who she is. She's well known for using tons of pattern papers on layouts and making them look absolutely beautiful. I'm a huge fan of hers. One of the girls on the Nicole Jones Facebook group, Emma, suggested that we use one of Paige's layouts, which kind of looks like this. It's a heart made out of scraps. As inspiration. She said she was going to be doing it, so she just suggested that we join along, and we did. A bunch of girls on the Nicole Jones Facebook group. So basically I went into a little tub of scraps that I've had for years. I've had scraps in there for over 10 years now, and I just picked out a bunch of papers, and I honestly didn't even think about the colors, if they matched or if they coordinated. I just literally picked scraps, everything I found. So you're gonna see none of these papers match with one another, but in the end I think they look great. I think it came out really cute. And then I'm just I cut them into strips. I'm just placing them like you see, and then I'll trim down on the sides depending on how I want my heart to be shaped. So in the end I really like the result. You're gonna see my videos. This video is gonna cut in and out because I've had to stop my process quite a few times. You're gonna see I'm gonna come back in the daytime, and then which I started working on it before work, and I've just I've been interrupted a lot while creating this layout. So I'm glad I finally got to complete it and do it, and I really like the end result. Some of the girls on the Facebook group, they've done some really great things with this challenge. So it was a lot of fun. It was great to use up those strips of paper. Like I said, I've had things in there for over 10 years. That coral paper, which is like number 1, 2, 3, like number 6 or number 7 from the bottom up, I've had that for over 10 years. So I'm really happy to just use this stuff. And like I said, none of it coordinates, and yet I made it work, I think. So here I am. I glued everything down just with using my ATG. And then I'm just cutting around my heart. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some of that thin cardboard that I use, that I have, which I get at work for free. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to stick some of it to the back. And that's just going to be for the purpose of giving this a little bit of dimension, and just to make it pop off the page a little bit. And I could use adhesive, the little adhesive squares or dots or whatever, but I mean, this kind of did the same thing, and I'm not going to waste 50 little adhesive squares on this, so foam adhesive squares. So this worked out just fine. And then I'm going to go ahead, and you'll see me now, I'm going to grab some of that thin cardstock, and I'll use it on the back, and I'm just making sure that the white and behind the heart doesn't show. So that's just what I'm doing now. And then you're going to see me kind of pick at it and trim here and there. And that's just kind of where I see that it needs to be trimmed. I'll just trim. And then here I'm just cutting the thin cardboard, and I'm going to do 3 layers of that thin cardboard. And like I said, I get this stuff at work for free. So, I use it, I cut it up, I use it behind embellishments all the time just to make them, pop out a little bit more, and it works out just fine for me. So, why waste a bunch of little foam adhesive squares when I have this stuff lying around, right? So there I go. I did my 3 layers, and it just gives it a little bit of dimension, just makes it pop off the page just a little bit. And then I just started pulling out things that I thought I wanted to use, just different embellishments. I took out some Heidi Swapp little words, but I don't end up using those. I took those little Michael's birds, which I just got, the little Michael enamel dots. And I was trying to see what I wanted to use, but I just decided to kind of put that to the side and just work on my picture and just kind of figure out what I'm going to do with this. And I knew that I wanted to do something, my picture to be a circle. I just pictured a little circle there, on that side. So I'm just kind of looking at everything and trying to see, and I realized I really wanted to use that cork. I love cork, so and I thought about using those. There's my tub. You see, that's the tub I'm telling you about. I just have a bunch of scraps, and that's not all my scraps, that's just a part of them, but that's my little tub of scraps that I've had for years. So I have to sort through that and kind of pull things out. So first I backed this on that pink, and I think I want to use that pink, but I end up removing that pink from the back of the picture. You know, it wasn't standing out enough for me. I matted it on this gray, first on this peach and then on the gray. You know, I end up taking off the pink, and then I just leave the peach and the gray in the end. And then I thought about using that piece of vellum, which I had just punched out some hexagons from that, and I thought about using that piece, but I don't end up using that either. And those big stars I don't end up using either. I use some smaller cork stars. Here I am, it's another day. I'm telling you, I've had to stop this video quite a few times. So I'm using the Lindy Stamp Gang Fuzzy Navel Peach and the Bonjour Butter just to mix that up, and I'm going to use, I'm going to add some texture. And then I'm just kind of drawing just very lightly around my heart just to kind of have an idea where I need to add texture paste, which is funny because I end up adding it on the inside, and I don't really, I have to keep adding to it. So you're going to see that. And then I'm just using this. This is a Tim Holtz stencil, and it's called Dot, I think it's Dot Fade. Yeah, it's Dot Fade. It's Tim Holtz, and I love this stencil. And you can see I'm just kind of creating just like a border around with a heart, and I did it in like that, you know, that Lindy Stamp Gang spray made like a peach color, which is what I wanted. I wanted like a peachy color because I think, you know, see it covers most of it. That peachy color kind of, you know, it goes with anything, and I really wanted to use just something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I have to go back and add some more stenciling. Yeah. There I go again. I had to get some more and mix up some more of that. So yeah, I was just, it wasn't showing, you know, around my you know, once I placed my actual heart with the strips of paper on there, it wasn't showing through. So I had to just add some more of that texture, you know, on the outside of that. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just adding some more texture, and then, you know, you'll see that it's gonna actually show when once I place my heart on there after it's been dried. And I really love how that looks. I love that that stencil. I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite ones that I have, and I think it just creates a really cute effect on that background. So just to add a little bit more interest, because I mean, you know, you really can't add too much to this on the back because it's so busy that, you know, you really can't, there goes my ATG. You really can't add too much to it because, you know, it's just gonna make it even busier. So I thought that little stenciling with that peach kind of just added like a little subtle touch of something. You know, it's not a big deal, but it just adds a little something. So there I go. I'm just using that gray to mat the photo, and there I go with the stars again. And you're gonna see those stars come up quite a bit because I really wanted to use them. And you know what, I mean, they would have looked fine. I didn't feel like they just weren't working for me, so that's why I didn't use them in the end. But they would have looked fine, and they're really cute, and I haven't even used them. I purchased them a while ago and I haven't used them. So I'm just fixing my strips, you know, kind of poking at them and picking at them, and just, you know, wanting them to kind of be, you know, how I want them to be. So here I go. I'm back again, and I took this is a Recollections little die cut set. It's called Sophia, and I got that at Michael's. And then I'm thinking of using these Kaisercraft what are they called, die cut. Oh god, you can't even see when I put that to the camera. I just sped up my video a lot, so, you know, it was a pretty long process. Like I said, I had to stop and go and stop and go, so my process was pretty long. And then I even thought about changing my picture because I wasn't happy with it. So I thought about changing my picture, and that would have been cute too. And then the black embellishments, you know, they don't look bad, but I think they just looked kind of harsh against my background, you know, against that heart. You know, I just think they were too much for that background. So I finally decided there to remove the pink, that pink circle, that pink layer from my photo, and then just leave the peach, which I cut down really thin, and then I cut down the gray a bit, and I'm going to cut it down a little bit more, I believe. Yeah, I'm cutting it down a little bit more, just so that that back die cut shows a bit more. So there I go. You know, I'm placing that, and that's how I end up keeping it. And then you know, I realized that that black against that background is just too harsh, so I'm pulling out the cork. You know, I needed something a little bit more neutral, so the cork fit perfectly. And I just got these cork little shapes at Michael's. So you know, I decided to go with that. So I'm adhering all that down, and I'm happy with that so far. Just gonna add some tape to that and glue that down. And those little Sophia die cuts are super cute. I love them. They bring 3 different colors. That little packet brings that lilac, it brings pink, and it brings blue. I'm you know, looking forward to using them because they're really cute. And then so there I go with that huge star again, and I don't end up using it, like I said. I used the DIY of little bow on the right side under the I love you, and then these are just I printed out from my computer some journaling with some, you know, just saying how big my niece has gotten, and you know, how I remember just holding her as a little baby, and now she's walking, and she's almost going to be running soon because she's so eager to walk. So you know, that's just what that says. And then just using those little DIY stars, which I've had for a while, so I was happy to use those. And then I just placed my little homemade enamel dots. I placed those on them, which are like in a peachy color. So you know, it's kind of like I'm just kind of using peach, as you know, on my little you know, little journaling on the as far as those little enamel dots. And you know, I'm gonna do some splatters and the fuzzy navel peach as well right now. You know, just kind of keeping it neutral. You know, I mean, I don't want to add any other colors to this because, you know, it doesn't need any more color. It has enough color as it is. So you know, so there I go. Let's see, what do I do now? Okay, I'm taking some glitter, American Crafts glitter, and I'm gonna take at first I was gonna use the pink, and at first I thought about going around the whole circle, but I don't do that. I thought about, you know, using my Tombow and just like kind of outlining around the circle, around the heart, I'm sorry, and then just using the pink glitter. But in the end, I don't do that. I take that red, it's like a red, it's like a light red, not really a dark red, and then I use my Tombow and I just outline the star, and then I just go around it with the red glitter. And that's just to make the star pop out a little bit more, because you know, it's cork and there's so much color, so it's kind of, you know, it kind of gets lost in all that color and that, you know, busy background. So you know, I didn't want to add, like I said, anything dark, you know, like black or anything like that, so I just used this red, and I think it worked out just fine. You know, the pink would have been too light, so you know, I chose this red because it, you know, just made them pop out a little bit more, which is what I wanted. You know, you don't want them to, you know, be super, you know, stand out too much, but you know, just a little bit. So that's what I did. And then I decided that I wanted a background on this, and I wanted something like teal, or you know, just to bring out the teals and the greens in that layout. So I'm using this. This is from a Die Cuts with a View paper pack, which it's a huge paper pack. It brings, I think it says 180 sheets, and it has a lot of really pretty colors. So I'm using that, and then I matted on that, and then when I put some white paper behind it to take a picture of my layout so that I could post it on the Facebook groups. And then when I put the white papers behind it, I realized that I like how that looked, you know, the white, the teal, and then the white. So you're gonna see me after I do this. I thought I was done. Nope, no, I'm not. So you see, those are those white papers that I just placed in the background. And then I'm just using my scissors because I had adhered it down and I didn't want to make a mess, you know, try to pull up that ATG. I'm just using my scissors to cut around the page, and then, you know, just to make that white part, you know, the white page smaller. And then I'll use my my trimmer to trim down that green paper. And then you're gonna see me mat it on a white piece of just regular white cardstock. And I think that's gonna be it. I don't think I do anything else to it after that. I thought I was just happy with it, and I just wanted to leave it be. So yeah, I'm gonna mat it on that, and that is going to be it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out my blog. I'm going to put the link down in the comments below so you guys can check it out. It's fairly new, so there's not much going on yet, but there will be soon. Thank you again for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.